Today is vlog number 22. I'll be trying to build my brand Undeterred to 15K per month or more by April 2025. That way I can achieve my dream of moving to Paris without having to worry about how expensive it is. Oh yeah, and for at least 2 months. So right now I'm at 894 monthly recurring revenue, plus $1,000 per month for my one-on-one members that I collect directly in another app, so it's not gonna show up here. So here in my dream board, there's nothing to update. This number is still the same, but I do need to still do these 3 things for the month of November in order to be on track for hitting my goal of being at 15K per month by the end of March. So I need to be at 3K monthly recurring revenue by the end of this month. I also want to be able to have the plane or the money to book the plane tickets for my wife and daughter from Orlando out here to Casablanca, Morocco. And I need to get a new one-on-one member. So game plan for today. I need to do some of the things that I typically do every day. So sending an email to my list, but instead of pitching the regular membership at the end, I need to pitch working with me one-on-one. That way I can try to get that one-on-one member. I need to engage with people on Instagram for 45 to 90 minutes, building connections, trying to work my way in with the Dream 100, which, by the way, I connected with some really cool people yesterday. One, Markel Russell. So I actually connected with him. I had been talking to him for a little while, and then I actually got his address. So I'll be sending him a shirt soon. And then I connected with Vanessa Lau, which she's super dope on YouTube. And then Nikki Saunders, who talks a lot about content. She's really popular on Instagram, YouTube, and a lot of other places as well. So it's going well. It's going well, and I'm really excited about that. And another thing that I want to do is update our website. Instead of just listing the features of like what's included, I want to try to make it more benefit based. That way when people scroll through the website, I know not everyone's going to read, they can easily see, okay, these are the benefits of becoming a member. So I was just checking my bank and I had a payment in there that just hit that I forgot about. So now I have a little bit of money that I can give to the guy that I'm renting my Airbnb from. So don't have the whole 700, but a little bit at a time is good. And I think that's one thing that I've realized is how God works. Sometimes we want him to provide for everything. And a lot of the times he's like, I'm gonna give you what you need for now. Okay, not so fast. That ATM is not working for some reason. All right, I think I found 2. I think there's one here and one over there in the orange. Let's see if these work. That is what we're looking for. All right, okay, so I took out 100 for him and 40 for me, because what's crazy is here in Casablanca, even though I'm staying in one of the most, I think, more expensive areas, I can pretty much live off $10 a day, like including all the meals. I usually don't eat breakfast, but going to a coffee shop and eating lunch and dinner, usually around $10. That's why I keep saying living abroad is one of the best hacks, I think, when you're trying to build a business, because you can also enjoy life and not be so stressed while you're trying to build. Yo, so I didn't even know what this was gonna be, but he said this is like a soup. It's like milk, flour, and he said add some salt to it. So we're gonna see. And here's the pastry. So I guess this is pretty good for $3.02 or 20 cents, right? So here's what I ended up doing to the site. So I didn't change any of this stuff, but I was talking more so about the headlines. Before it said Undeterred University, and I feel like if people are just scrolling, they might not know what that is and they might not read all this. So I just changed it to online course on how to achieve your dreams. So you know, when you join, you're getting a course that is going to teach you how to achieve your dreams. And if you read even more, then you see the how. Let's go. I think I just built it. Man, I just got done talking to the guy that I'm renting from, and I was excited. I was like, yo, I got some money, like, let me give it to you. And then when I told him how much it was, he was like, this is not enough. Like, I've been talking to, 20 different people, and they've been telling me that it's silly for you to just let somebody stay there and for them to pay whatever. And I was like, bro, you're letting all these outside people stress you. I think this is a good point for you watching this, is like, other people are almost always going to give us their opinion based on scarcity and fear. So when we listen to them, they're going to instill that fear and stress and all that into us. And I was like, bro, this is what they're doing to you. Me and you worked out a deal. Now you're talking to these other people. They got you stressed. So just do me a favor. How much do you need by what specific date for you to be okay? And he said, bro, give me $300 by Friday. So by the 22nd, 3 days, I need to come up with 300. And so that's what I got to brainstorm on. Again, I've said this many times. It's not, let me just freak out and go, oh my God, how the heck am I going to get $300? I need to come up with a list of different ideas. I need to do a pros and cons list of which one is the best strategy. And then I need to start taking action on that right away. All right, so I was just journaling, and here are some of the ideas that I came up with. One, I could try to get 4 people in at the $97 per month membership, but I wouldn't get the money for a week since they get free access for a week, so I can't do that. Next one is try to get at least 1 person in at the $997 per year, so when people upgrade to the yearly. Or I could try to get 1 person in to work with me one-on-one, which is $1,500 per month. Or I could try to sell 4 hoodies at 100 or 7 shirts at 50. Now, the downside with just focusing on the shirts is I still need to pay for the shipping and I still need to pay for the item. So it'd be a lot more. If I focus on the 1,500, that could be good, but I think that might be trying to go for a home run, right? So for, let's say, people that are on my email list that might not have that trust with me yet, and just trying to get them to take that next step could be a lot. A lot of the people that worked with me one-on-one are people that are already members. So they've seen the effects of working with me and then they want to go to the next level. I found that to be so much easier. So I think that would be the best strategy for now. And then I think if it's like Thursday night and I don't have anything, I probably just need to reach out to someone and say, hey, is there any way that I can borrow some money? Which is not something I want to do, but sometimes you have to do it. Even a lot of the millionaires that we have, like, they borrow money from the bank, they borrow money from investors, they borrow money from friends, family. So I don't think we necessarily have to feel bad whenever we need to borrow money, because everybody that's successful has had to do it. It's when we just need to make sure that we're doing it out of integrity and we're also putting in the work needed in order to achieve our dreams.
And your encouragement about that this morning. Sorry, this is a really long message. I'm going to stop now so I don't just keep babbling.
No, that was a good, I'm glad you took the time to articulate that. I like how you mentioned the story of Jesus with telling them to cast their nets. And they're like, we've done this, but he's like, just do it again. Throw it on this side. And then when they did it, the net was overflowing with fish, like so much that, like, I think like the nets broke, right? Like they couldn't even bring all of that in. And I think as we're building our business, sometimes God is giving us those same insights and we're like, nah, I tried that before. Nah, that's not going to work. Hey, I gave you an idea to pitch this thing to your email list. I gave you an idea to do this on Instagram. I gave you a video idea. I gave you an idea for a discount. I gave you an idea to talk to this person. And instead of having faith, we tend to say, oh, but that's not going to work. Oh, and we come up with all the reasons why it wouldn't work. Just like for them, oh, we've been fishing all night and that didn't work. Why would just throwing our net on the other side make a difference? But they did it and it was overflowing. And I think sometimes God is giving us those ideas where it's like, hey, it is simple. It's not this groundbreaking idea. It's very simple, but now is the time. So I'm just praying for both of us that as we get these ideas from God, we put them out there. And one of these ideas is going to be the idea that brings us in so many clients that we can't even handle it. Man, I was going to try to hold out until dinner time, but I don't think I can do that. Just with what I ate earlier today, it's almost, I think, like 4. So I did pretty good. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go get a smoothie. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch this show about like these real estate agents in Paris that sell like these $1 million homes. The reason I'm going to watch that is because you have to keep yourself motivated as you're chasing your dreams. And you got to dream big. A lot of people I've noticed when they get in these stressful situations, they stop dreaming. They start thinking about like, man, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm never going to do that. And they can't see past the current situation they're in. And I think we got to just keep dreaming. I can't be thinking about just, oh man, how am I going to be able to pay this rent? I'm going to be a failure. I got to say, nah, man, not only am I going to find a way to get this rent now, but I'm eventually going to be in Paris and I'm going to be in a super dope spot. I'm gonna be looking at the Eiffel Tower and I'm gonna look back on this time in my life and be like, man, I'm so glad I kept pushing and I didn't give up. And you have to do the same. You can't give in to these feelings of, or these thoughts of, I can't do it, I'm a failure, I'm never gonna make it. You have to stay focused, you have to stay motivated, you have to keep pushing, and you have to believe without a doubt that eventually you're gonna be able to get there. Oh my gosh, this is so good. $1.70. All right, let's go. Let's dream, baby, and practice French. Yo, I wanted to share this for any of you guys that are watching this that may be building a membership or an online business, and this will probably work for other businesses as well. This is from the Linchpin book by Russell Brunson. I wanted to share this part right here where he talks about how to basically attract members and clients. And he says what we want to do is we want to send daily emails. So every day we're sending a daily email with some type of story, lesson, then pitching our offer. Dream 100, I've talked about that before, where you find other people that have your audience, you do collabs with them, organic content, running ads, and then your show, which is like a blog, a vlog, a podcast. He talks about these emails. That's why I said read this book, is very good. But basically, he talks about these Seinfeld emails, where Seinfeld is pretty much like a show about nothing. Every day, you're just telling your audience a story about something you did that day or a lesson that you've learned, and then tying it into your offer. So you're sending that email every day. Dream 100, doing collabs with people, getting them to do shout outs, getting them on your show. You have organic content, which I'm sure you know, like, Threads, Instagram Reel Shorts, all these types of things. And then you have ads, and then you have your show. So you have a blog, a podcast, a video, and that's why I'm doing my daily vlog here. Dang, I found a place to get a burger and fries for, I think it was like $3. Yo, that might have been, not even might have been, that was one of the best burgers I ever had. I was just telling the owner, I'm like, bro, most burgers in the countries that I've been to suck. It's like, have you ever had a burger? Did you just watch a commercial and try to remake one? Went to get a cookie just in case I get hungry in the night, and that was like $1.30 or so. So I think we made it under 10 or just around 10. If you're new to the vlog, and maybe even if you're not new to the vlog and you just didn't know this, I want to give you more context as to why I started doing this series in the first place. Back in 2018, I had a dream of proposing to my girlfriend in Paris. And at the time, I didn't have any money. I didn't have a ring. She didn't have a passport. We had never been overseas, and it felt like an impossible situation. And almost everyone that I told this idea to told me it was dumb. I was dreaming too big and I should just do something more realistic. And I felt like if I listened to them, I would live the rest of my life just being, scared to chase my dreams. And I wanted to know what it felt like to actually achieve something that I really, 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 really wanted to do. So I bought a notebook and I said, my promise to myself is I'm going to write in this and I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to write in this ever that I gave up, and I'm going to give myself 70 days and see what happens. I got an eviction letter. The guy that I was supposed to get the ring from, his mom, I think, died. He had to go to Brazil or something. And it just felt like it was going to be an impossible situation. And at the last minute, like, I got a mail from the IRS. They messed up on my taxes or something like that. There's extra money. Like, all these things started happening and coming in. Things started coming together. We ended up going to Paris. I proposed right in front of the Eiffel Tower. I gave my girlfriend, my wife now, the notebook that said, that talked about how I made everything happen. And just being there in Paris, it was like, man, this is what it feels like to achieve a dream. And that was how I learned how to be undeterred. And then in 2020, I had a dream of being able to build an online business that did 10K per month, that way I could travel the world once every 3 months. That was hard as hell. And I started thinking about the time when I proposed in Paris, and I said, I gotta go back to that same framework, the same processes that I use. I gotta tap into that. And once I did, it was still hard, but I didn't give up. And by the end of 2020, not only was I making 10K per month, but I was making 30K per month. And in 2021, instead of traveling the world once every 3 months, me, my wife, and my stepdaughter, we sold all of our stuff, moved to Mexico, and we've been traveling the world ever since. And so I feel like one day God was just asking me, like, what do I want to be successful in? But it can only be one thing. And at the time, I had a business that was helping, online coaches and entrepreneurs with video content. I was like, that's not it. That's not the thing I want people to know me for. I want people to know me as the guy that helped them chase and achieve their dreams. And once I knew that's what I wanted to do, then I was faced with a situation. Do I act out of fear and say, okay, one day I'm going to do this? Or do I shut everything that I was doing currently that was making money and say, this is what I'm going to focus on because this is what I feel like God's calling me to do. And so that's what I did. So I want to do these vlogs, not to just say, hey, I want to see if I can achieve my dream and what I learned along the way. I've achieved many of my dreams. And this is me documenting finally what it looks like in real time to achieve it as I build a new business. And then saying, hey, if you like my help along the way, I put all of my knowledge, all the things that I've had, all the support that I wish I had along the way, I made a membership for you guys. So I hope that gives you a little bit more context. Appreciate you guys staying here with me. I hope that this episode has inspired you again as you chase your own dreams. If you would like access to become a member of Undeterred, I'll leave the link below. You can actually join free for the first 7 days. Click below, check that out. Also leave a link to my free daily newsletter where I'm sending tips and inspiration. And yeah, just keep pushing. Refuse to give up. I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and see you on the next one.